Day 93 under the dome. With necessities growing dangerously low, who knows what spark will set off this powder keg?
I can't take another minute in the stove!
Oh, shit. Told you like 10 minutes ago to figure that out. There we go, folks.
That was kind of cool.
I don't think the people can hear it.
No, they definitely heard that static.
No, they don't. It's just us.
I'm not sure about that.
Or whatever.
It would make it's perfect.
You guys ever smell your armpits?
Oh,
all day.
Almost daily, yeah.
There's multiple instances today where I'm like reaching for something. I'm like, oh, that's my
Oh, you mean
armpit.
smelling it from afar? Like you're not leaning your nose in. You're catching.
Yeah, like
whiff
I'm right
of
here.
the-
I'm reaching for it. Like, oh, I can smell my
See,
armpit.
no, that also happens every now and then as well.
It's just I've heard of these people who don't wear deodorant because it's like bad for your body or something. And then I was like, oh, man, I just won't wear deodorant for a while. Mistake.
The nail in the coffin for me, finally, just daily making sure I don't smell bad, was a guy at work in Michigan when I was tiling. Was like, bro, you always smell like shit. And so I was like, all right, I can't let that happen anymore.
Shout out that dude, bro. He told you, he was like,
I couldn't tell. I thought I was smelled fine. So it's one of those things. It's like psychosomatic.
you get used to it's like how you can handle your own farts.
Nah, man. I mean, I can smell my own farts for sure. I know it's a bad one.
Right,
but
but
it's also weird because it's like to what we were saying earlier. I can smell my own pits every now and then, and I'm like, okay, I need a shower. So how come sometimes I can tell, sometimes I can't?
Just saying, like your own smell is more tolerable than others. If I smell you, I'm more disgusted. If I smell myself, I'm like, kind of smells good.
It's the same with sight.
Actually, for me, it's reversed. See myself, I'm like, ugh.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What's up, Rich?
Yeah, Rich is
Hey.
back.
Welcome to the Dome with Bamfomania podcast, the greatest freestyle rap comedy podcast in the world. We have our fucking roommate here because we got ghosted a second time.
2 weeks in a row.
No,
He
not
just
ghosted.
called me his roommate. I'm
Not-
like, whoa, who are you talking about roommate?
You're right. I don't live here anymore.
Roommate.
So last
This
week,
guy ditched us, yo. Hey, she's an amazing roommate, by the way.
nobody cares about our roommate situation, Richard.
Yeah.
So last week we had a guest ghost us, and this week we also had another guest
Cancel.
fucking can't. Okay, so not a ghost situation. That's a little more respectful. I gotta say.
But he didn't even hit me up. I had to reach out and
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
"Yo, we still on?" And he was like, "Actually, no." Oh, well, thanks for the heads up.
It's okay. We got a better guest. Did Richard tell you about how he fucked up his hands?
Oh
My God, yo, look at this man's. He's got some fucked up hands. Yo, it put dents in his plans. Yeah, he was trying to do some work the other day. He grabbed a rope and it sped through his hands and he slayed.
Yo, that's why I never finger anybody. I'm scared I'ma end up like my buddy. I'm gonna have my fingers all bloody and muddy. Yeah, this shit ain't funny. Rich, what the fuck? It's not sunny.
I can't imagine the pain that I can't fathom. He was holding on to the rope and it went through it all fast and shit. And now he's bleeding. He's got burns of the 3rd degree and it's his turn. He can't poop or pee. 'Cause
Yeah.
He can't wipe.
I can't fathom. This dude showed me a whole new world. It's Aladdin. And yeah, you know, I've been fucking speaking in Latin. Cause I just grew up in the Roman Empire fapping.
Dave has been going through a classic Disney renaissance lately.
I mean, we talked about it. We can get back to Richard's hands. I just want to say this briefly.
Oh, yeah.
The Disney classics, all of them have several points where I get emotional and goosebumps. And if you,
We'll put a pin on the Disney shit.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to Disney.
Okay, we'll come back to Disney.
But like you gotta explain to Dave what went down. at the
Richard's
wedding.
hands, for the
Fucking
listeners,
stupid.
Richard's hands have like cuts and like deep.
I'm gonna email you a photo so you can put it up on the screen. But go ahead and tell the story, Rich.
Yeah, stupid. It was early in the morning, like fucking the first job we were doing. We were just lowering like these AC ducking. I call them AC ducking. It's just bringing in air, whether it's heat or cold air or hot air.
So it's like the ventilation tube.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're pretty light, but we're bringing them down 6 floors, so there's so much that is like connected. But I'm using like this very thin rope that's like maybe an inch width. We call it like mule tape, fish tape, whatever you want to call it. But we were lowering that shit. I lowered the first one just fine. rigged up the second one, but I didn't take out the slack. And then as soon as I cut it, the strain relief, I realized I didn't take out the slack, so I like grabbed it, but it had too far to go, so it just started speeding up. And the mule tape was going so fast through my hands, just went right through my gloves and just I cut. And I threw.
Oh, so you had gloves on?
Oh yeah. I had all my BV on. Like everything was. I was fine. I knew what was going on. I already lowered a whole one down.
Good Lord, folks. The pointer finger on your left hand looks like it got it the worst.
The middle finger?
Oh, that middle finger as well.
That middle finger is black on the side.
It's because of the gloves. He's got pieces of his glove is now embedded in his skin for life.
Richard, aren't you already on no pun intended short rope with your employer?
Dude, that was like my second strike. I was like, bro, that was so stupid.
Damn,
wow.
Just broken blisters and nastiness. This dude can't close his hands.
Oh man, Rich. I mean, in the spirit of whatever, you should. Well,
I should have just let it drop because like the guy realized it was coming down too fast, so he just like backed off. But like I didn't know that. I mean,
he thought he was saving someone's life.
Richard, because you could probably survive.
My first reaction was like, I know I should stop this from hitting the ground, and I did. Like I got to stop. I just threw my shoulder into it. I stepped on it and I like grabbed it, and I stopped it. But that shit, yeah, it hurt. It hurt more. Like I thought it was just a burn. Like I've gotten rope burn before. You just like not that bad. You think your calluses can handle.
Listen,
but like that string. If it was just regular rope, I would have had that shit.
There's something about
it wasn't regular rope. It was that mule tape. And as soon as like that job finished, like no one's allowed to lower with that rope because it's too slick. It's easy to go over the railing and you just go like this if you do it correctly.
Yeah.
But it's hard to grip. So if you
they
worst case scenario
because
happened,
of your incident, they added a new byline in the OSHA handbook for that type
for
of
that
rope
job
specifically.
And a lot of people hate me because it's a lot harder to get your rope on. You know what I mean?
Yo, he's got enemies, got some enemies, cause his fucking rope slipped through his hands and landed on his feet. Yeah, I mean his hands, now they're burnt. Look at my man's, his hands, he cannot hold nothing except a cold beer, my friend.
If I was the union member representing Rich, I'd be like, man, this dude is gonna make us not rich. We're gonna be super poor because this dude dropped the shit on the floor. Feel like manure.
Who's legally liable? Could you be getting a fat bag from this, or is that it? You gotta be. Is it your fault technically? Are they gonna come and sue you and make you poop and pee all over your shoes, dude?
It'd be funny if the attorney was like, it's your fault for working here. If you hadn't worked here, then your hands would be clear from all the calluses. Yo, I spit malices when I speak all the shit.
That's victim blaming, yo. That is the thing, bro. He's got his fingers in.
Richard,
they are insane, bro.
There are several things that I encountered when I wanted to quit my job where there's like these mental limitations where I was like, oh, I need insurance. Oh, I've been here so long. Oh, paid time off. Like there's these obstacles that I hit each time I wanted to quit where I was like, well, no, I can't. What are those obstacles for you? And is there not a list of pros that outweighs the cons of your job significantly to where you could just do that and fucking go work at Chipotle or something?
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I go through that shit all the time.
It's for me, the biggest thing was, oh, I'm not going to have health insurance. And then
the benefits, I'm just utilizing them this year. Yeah, I've been to Kaiser Permanente like multiple times, and they're very easy to use for me, at least for my benefits.
Right, every time he goes, he's stoked. He has a great time.
No. I finally get to see what's actually going on with my body, getting blood tests.
Right, but you could buy health insurance. Like right now, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're in it, you're like, oh,
I don't
know
how to do that.
I could show you. I could show you. Quit your job. I'll show you.
People say that, but like I can barely schedule an appointment. They make it easy because it's like on an app and shit. Something I understand.
That's what. Okay, so that was one of the biggest mental limitations.
So you're being held back by your ignorance.
Yes, definitely.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
It's been almost my whole life. Like the only time I've ever been to hospitals was when I had to get a physical for sports, and like I get a physical and it's like in and out, and I'm not there.
Right,
and in college I got to do that at my college, so I never even had to go to the hospital. Like I stay away from doctors.
We had a hospital at our college.
We did, yeah.
No, I would go to Phil.
Did, yeah.
Phil would do physical.
There was that guy as well, but no, there was also an actual like medical facility at our college.
Everything hurts.
They couldn't do X-rays or anything.
It was really hard for me to quit my job because of all those things. And then when I quit, I was like, oh, fuck all of that shit. I don't give a shit. But it was it felt like a second brainwashing. Like my childhood, I was brainwashed by religion, and then my second brainwashing was
working
my corporate job.
Oh my goodness, that's a great way to put it. Because I kind of felt the same way when I quit my tiling job, and I had only worked there for like 2.5 years, but I was still like, I feel bad for putting the company in this position. Almost.
While it's always a continual education to like experience that shit, I knew what I was getting into. Like the whole time, like I never thought that wasn't going to happen. That's always part of the problem with joining these. And like, yes, now I have a way different mentality, like going into my job, like fuck that shit. Like,
well, that was my first big, like that was my only
I can't
career.
imagine 6 years. That's like,
I was literally
quitting that is wild.
I was coming up. I was
people
coming
in there
up
for
on
over 30. You know
I was
what
coming
mean?
up on 7 years in September, and like you would look at all the shit that they give you. You're like, oh, tuition assistance and paid time off and all that. But the cons were the day that I quit. We had a virtual call, where we all are on video, cold calling people in regards to a specific product, and the idea of hearing any of the managers who are annoying and dumb talk about this product that I don't give a shit about, that I have to randomly call strangers about and pressure them to buy, was so unbearable that I just didn't show up to the call.
It's like you have to deny your humanity to do shit like that.
It was so unbearable. The people that I was working with were so unbearable. The products I was selling were so unbearable. The thing I was doing was so unbearable that I just didn't show up to the call. And my boss was like, yo, where are you at? And I was like, I quit. And it was like, and then he called me. He was like, really? What's going on? I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more, dog.
Wait. I heard a different story.
Well,
wait.
So
wait. What I'm hearing from you, at least right now, you quit. When was this?
April 11th.
And have you talked about this on the pod before?
Sort of. I talked about it lightly.
Okay.
But I texted him. I want to quit, and he was like, wait, what? Call me. And I was like, you're not going to change my mind? Because I was a good employee, technically. I mean, I was doing unethical shit. Technically, I was perceived to be a high-quality employee. Based on the metrics that they were considering, I was fucking straight up killing the thing.
If you were to look up the dictionary definition of an employee who does everything in his wisdom to do what he can to get and scam the system, and he makes money for Verizon systems.
In theory, I was the fucking creme de la creme. And yeah, now I'm eating phlegm because it's coming straight from my from my dome. Yeah, I'm home.
Off the dome, I'm covered in phlegm in my home. Oh my God, yo, flim flam. Yo, I'm about to jam on this beat. That's me. I'm at Verizon and I'm selling the heat, and I don't sell it for free.
Oh, suddenly I'm free because I don't work for the big V. Yup, I'm a man who loves to eat. You know what though?
Yo, let me get this nasal.
I was gonna straight up. That's the fucking Walgreens brand, dude. I'm sorry.
That's all good, bro.
I got the heavy hitter at home.
Damn, you guys are really getting into the nasal stuff.
Antihistamines in my.
So I got on the phone with my manager, and then he was like, "I'm gonna call the director really quick." And then I was on a 3-way call with the director and my boss, being like, I just want to do a podcast, guys. I basically was literally telling these fools, I was like, listen, I'm gonna try and go do my thing for 6 months or some shit, and if it doesn't work out, I'll come back. And then both of them were like, all right, dude, well, if just call us if you need anything.
Wow.
And then I got on, and then
so you could, in theory, just go back to Verizon.
well, and then I told the
good terms.
I told the director, was like, are you putting in your 2 weeks or are you quitting right now? And I was like, well, I'm down to help transition the team over to a new manager, because the store needs somebody. And they were like, no, we can handle that. Because if you're going to put in your 2 weeks, we want you to work for 2 weeks. And I was going to straight up, I couldn't tolerate another 2 minutes. I was like, no, I'm done with this.
Yeah, the fact they gave you the option.
So
Yeah,
I
fuck
didn't.
that.
I didn't perceive it as bad terms. I perceived it
Right,
as.
right. I was
No.
the way that you
I'm
just
glad-
had
I'm glad you
immediately
hardballed.
presented it before explaining it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
now. I was like, wait a second.
It
Dave.
was.
Fuck you! I quit. I'm not answering this. I'm not joining the voice call.
Dude, I could not be on the calls anymore. The calls suck. I think that's probably a big reason why virtual is no good.
Yo, there was one attempt at a virtual work call thing that my work had me on because they were trying to do. I guess they were trying to organize this training video thing for dogs or whatever, and everyone's logged in on Zoom, and eventually the boss is like, guys, I can't figure it out. Have a nice evening. So it was just,
Yo,
it was a
it's so
total
funny.
bust. No one did anything.
Virtual is dumb because you're not actually engaging the people and you're not actually meeting them. You're just like, they're just presenting themselves in this little fraction of who they are online, and it's demoralizing. Feeling like you don't know any of these fucking people. It's super chill that you're just at your house, but if I want to have like some type of meaning in my work and I have to work for a company, I probably want to go to an office where I feel like I fucking belong and I like the people that I fucking work with and I give a shit about the products that we sell or the people that we work with. Like,
I would think a lot of people would disagree just because they're a different personality.
no, people disagree because they want to
Stay home.
work as easy. They want their work to be as easy as possible and pay them as much as possible. But in the long term,
It's not.
that's not.
There's
it
no
can't be done.
There's no gratification
Well, it
coming
just-
from that. Is that what you're saying?
And your employer's going to constantly be like, "Yo, we're not getting enough out of you for what we pay you." So there's this tug of war constantly, and
They're just trying to get money back from it.
yeah, and you're not going to be productive if you're doing this half-ass shit at home. And it's unfortunately the real thing is if you don't have your own business or if you don't do your own thing, you need to work for something or someone that you sort of give a shit about.
Yo, Dave, let's start a company, bro.
I mean,
I'm ready.
I have a company. It's called Bamfomania Incorporated.
Yeah, but you could own
something
two.
that makes
You could
money.
be a co-owner in two.
Listen, we made
businesses.
$12 last year off
pretty good.
TuneCore.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Hey,
And I have $10 in
All
my
I-
distro kid right now, and there's at least $75 in the Patreon sitting there waiting for withdrawal.
all I'm saying is competition is a good thing. Like, you know what I
No,
mean?
I
Like,
know.
you have two things going. You know what I mean? One can feed each other. That's what Elon Musk did. He's instead of one, he
Okay,
was like,
we're
"Fuck
not-
this."
Yo, shout out to Patreon. It's only $5 now, you know. I want to go and quick sign on. Yeah, sign on to get my credit card. Yeah, next thing you know, I'm sign up pledge. $5 a month, that's all it is. And I'm getting all this crazy shit. All the crazy shit from my favorite kids.
Patreon.com/Dome with Bamfomania. You can go sign up right now and support your bros.
Please do.
Except for Richard, because he's not signed up right now, bro.
He's not.
Because he doesn't really care about you boys. He's got his hands fucked up.
Richard's making tons of money, damaging his body and shit. It isn't funny, and he doesn't give us any of it. Yo, he doesn't love it. He is a little
Yo.
bitch. I wish that he would support his friends. Give $5 to the cause again and again and again. It's monthly, so please do it. Would you please?
My friend's like, let's start a business. And I'm like, I have a business.
Please.
It doesn't really do great
Please help.
numbers, but it exists.
Please help.
Please help us.
Please help.
I'm on a bus.
Support.
Now, here's the issue. A real business like what you're talking about, you could go make money today. You could go in the street and put ice cream in your trunk in a cooler and start selling ice cream.
That isn't true. There's plenty of different other ways of getting passive income.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in the long term, anything that you do has to build some type of brand, customer base, and like a reason to come back. Like if you're just
So build another company that supports the original company that you want to start.
Here's the other thing I wanted to say. I already have made the mistake of giving my energy to too much different shit that isn't what I actually want. Like I spent so much of my energy, bro. We moved to LA in 2018. Listen, we moved to LA in 2018, and I spent so much time doing all this other shit.
Yo, Dave, I was there. I was around. I would come visit you guys almost every month.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
So I saw you go through these stages, and I also agreed. You were definitely thinned out, but you were also working a corporate job. You know what I mean? You're also trying to make rent. You know what I mean? When you have things settled down, you can start committing to things that you actually love. So it's easier to do.
Right, but
like if you commit to this isn't work for you. This is something you actually enjoy.
Okay, but
so
here's the main thing that I think is important. You need to actually be good at things. You need to have a skill or have to have a really good product. And I think that's the thing that I should have been focused on all these years. Like I should have been focusing on just making beats that are good, or being better at rapping, or being or like doing comedy so that I'm better at being funny, or getting better at saying words in general. Like all this bullshit of like, oh, I'm gonna start a fucking Shopify and make 10 grand a month. Like
reallycoolshirt.com, the reallycoolstuffstore.com.
I'm just like that shit doesn't make sense.
That was like a psychosis almost.
It was desperation for financial freedom. I will say this, shout out Verizon, because I'm only in this situation because I was able to make a bunch of commission checks fairly unethically, that they put me in this position to where I was able to quit my job.
Save up and take some time off.
That's what you should do, Richard.
And that's exactly why your original question, that's why I have my job. Because it pays for what I want to do, and I also get savings.
Okay, well, I guess I sort of always had a game plan. I was always like, the goal is to fucking, get the podcast to pop off, get the music to pop off, get something to pop off. What's the game plan, Richard? Are you going to get surgical hands?
No.
Yeah, he's going to get some Inspector Gadget shit installed, and next thing you know, he's going to be the leader of the union.
I've never planned out my life like that.
I'm not saying plan out your life. I'm just saying, like, is there a thing that you're saving up for? Is there a thing that, like, right now, if I said,
he just got back from Coachella.
Is that your plan? Is that
yo.
your plan every 3 to 4 months to do a 4-day festival and then go back to work?
Nah, dude. Every other month, I'll just take that month out. I'll just go back to Hawaii.
No, Richard's got a really good idea for a business, but I guess I probably shouldn't talk about it on here.
Yeah, let's
but
not.
I mean, it technically already exists.
So much, yeah.
What is it? Let's talk. You can't bring it up now and not talk about it. Dude. Let's talk about it.
Let's just say it's rave related. So he wants to do work with what he loves.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Let's say it's rave accessory related.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I like to do, but I'm like, I don't want to pay for them. Like I want to do them for free.
Rich wants to get into the world of rave accessories.
No, it's an easy niche that I could fill. That I know.
What's the thing?
I got an idea, a really good idea for a t-shirt.
I'll tell you after.
I think I've probably discussed it on here before.
Is it a shirt?
It's a shirt. It's tie-dye. I have ringworm. You wear that to a rave. People are just like, I get it. That's funny. Or they're like, oh, stay away from that guy. He's got a ringworm. There we go.
Richard's one of the ones where it went over his head.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what ringworm is.
No.
Richard.
I know it's like a disease you can get from rolling around on the mat as wrestlers and shit, right?
Yeah, it's like a nasty skin disease. You could have variations. I have scabies. I have ringworm. Yeah, I have rabies, but that's not a skin thing, but it rhymes, and that's how I do this all the time. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's my time, and time to time. Yeah, everything I do, yeah, it's got a rhyme.
I got ringworm. I also got clean sperm. Get your girl so I can feed it to her. Yeah, that's gross.
Yep.
I'm the most disgusting dudes at the rave, I suppose.
Yeah, this dude is gross. You should have saved that shit for the post podcast. It's only $5, man. Get your ass to the website, Patreon/Bamfomania, or is it Dome with Bamfomania?
I don't know how long I can go on about you having to sign up for the Patreon. $5 a month. Come on, that's nothing, my bruh. You need to go sign up.
Get on the Patreon, do it right now, goddamn. And if you don't, then we're gonna come chop off your hands.
Damn.
Yo, I'll give in other ways.
Richard, fuck you, dude.
It's giving Richard.
I've never been on Patreon before.
Have you heard
all
that?
these podcasters I listen to talk about it?
Let me give you the breakdown real quick. Here's the breakdown. You go to the App Store or Google Play Store.
You said go to your link,
or
and I looked at your link, and there was no link.
Or Patreon, doesn't
you
matter.
You don't need an app.
Doesn't matter. Go to Instagram. Go to Bamfomania. Click the link in the bio. There's a thing that says support the podcast. You click there. Sign up.
Whenever you make those posts, the bios don't have no link, yo.
We have a link in our...
running in circles.
You're a fucking bitch.
Richard doesn't know how to use
fine.
computers.
How about I just like bring a $5
If
bill,
there was
set it on this
if there
table.
was a Patreon
every time
app,
I
if
come
there was
back.
a Patreon app
No,
on
fuck
if there
that.
was a
I'm gonna put
Patreon if there was a
$10.
Patreon app on the Xbox, then he'd probably be able to figure out how
There
that
probably
works.
is, bro.
The other, yeah,
There probably is.
He was complaining about not being able to. He uses his Xbox for Netflix. He doesn't even play games on that shit.
No, I
It's like
think
his computer.
I think the Xbox is useful for all that shit as well. You know, dude, I got back into the Batman game on Xbox the other day.
Hell
You played
yeah.
that, Richard?
Nope.
How long of a hiatus did you take?
Well, it's been months. It's like I never came back to Zelda because then I moved out and the Nintendo's here, and I feel bad taking it with me. Also, I started to play Batman because B was doing a haircut, and I was just like sitting in the room.
And the guy was Bruce Wayne.
She was cutting
that was
Bruce Wayne's
bad.
hair.
Sorry, go on.
So I started playing Batman. I played Batman for maybe 10 minutes and then immediately felt guilty because there's a bunch of laundry on the bed that hadn't been folded. So I stopped playing and just cleaned the room for like
good.
an hour and a half. And then when I came back to Batman, I played for another 10 minutes and then got tired and I went to sleep.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like video games should feel like a reward.
I need to work on my balance in life when it comes to doing things that involve me paying attention. And for me, video games aren't as relaxing as just laying and watching a movie.
No, it's super stressful.
Like, dude, you have to be super focused and like involved.
I've gotten to a point where I've decided to just start playing games on normal difficulties. I know I can beat them on hard, but I'm like, my anxiety is too much. I just want to have fun with this.
I don't
I'm just
understand
putting it on the normal. And
when people are like, oh, he just plays video games all day. I'm like, that sounds stressful.
That's a true sign of adulthood right there.
Like, you
It's
just-
when you switch it from very hard to normal. It's just,
Right.
I want to say
Life is hard enough. I don't got to make my virtual gaming life also difficult. Like once you play against the same boss fight like 10 times, that's officially a waste of your time. It's probably the third time
Right.
you lost to him is a waste of your time, you know?
I also don't understand how you can just enjoy learning a new game over like different new games. Like I like playing Mario because we just sit down and play, and I know how to play already, so it's fun immediately. But
And there's
anytime
the interactive part of it, I think.
anytime I try to like I'm gonna play video games, I'm like, fuck, what do I play? Is this gonna take 20 minutes for me to get into it? I'm not confident enough and focused to where I can get through the 20 minutes. I'm gonna be like, fuck, this is too hard. I just want to watch Hercules.
Zero to hero.
Bro, dude,
Zero
that
hero.
soundtrack is incredible. Like there's nothing like it, and it goes to show that the only reason Disney was so iconic back in the day is the music. Like there's these classic stories and whatever, but anybody can write those classic
No,
stories
the music
now.
allows them to have people talking about it all day. Because
Dude,
they hear a song and they're just singing it and they talk about it,
It
and
makes
it's always
it
on the mind.
so much more emotional. Like if
people connect.
something deep is happening, and then there's a 2-minute song that suddenly like emotionally depicts what's actually going through the character's mind. It's perfect for autistic people who don't get the depth of emotion that the characters are going through. This song is like, here you go. In case you missed it, yo. Disney movies and autism. There's a synopsis there. Yeah, an ism. Yeah, I'm feeling charisma. It's super fun for me to listen to songs, and it feels good.
Disney movies, autism. I'm a surgeon. Dr. Han, I'm a surgeon. Yo, you know me, I'm watching Disney movies like Mulan and Hercules. Yeah, you know me, I'm doing surgeries.
Recently, I watched this movie. It was called Aladdin, not 2 or 3.
No.
Number 1. It was the most fun because I can relate to Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah, and Mulan, they got it going on. Catch me over here at the surgery station.
Yeah.
I'm watching all of the movies with Dr. Han. I'm the good doctor, and I'm about to perform on your mom.
You know what I never gave a shit about, though? That little mermaid hoe. Whoa.
Chill, bro. That's racist now. You can't say that shit.
Yo, you're right, dude. Now she's light skinned as fuck, though. They were like, yeah, she's black.
Speaking of autism, have you guys been seeing all the clips of the Good Doctor that have been going around the internet lately?
No.
Look up. Search the Good Doctor. I'm a surgeon. So this is a show that has been on TV
Oh.
for like the last 10 years.
My dad watches this.
I'm not surprised. It seems like something that would be for boomers.
This first one?
No, the one below. I think that's got to be it.
I saved the patient. I deserve to be a surgeon.
Pause it real quick.
Dr. Murphy.
Just a
Dr.
little
Han,
backstory.
I
So the Good Doctor is a show about a autistic man who becomes a doctor because he's a savant, which is a very common and problematic trait in television and movies.
Right.
Where
Like the
if there's going to
0.0
be a character who's autistic, he's got to be this genius dude and like a kind of almost a savior character. But he's also got horrible bedside manner. So this dude, Dr. Han, has demoted the Good Doctor. I don't know his actual name. I'm just going to call him the Good Doctor.
Yeah.
GD. He's demoted GD to a different. He's not a surgeon anymore. And now we're here. Go ahead and play the clip.
want my old job back.
The cadence is ridiculous.
You're making a mistake.
Am I, Sean? Yes. Because it seems like you're doing really well in pathology. You made a great save on an earlier case and a great save today. You keep doing well, and over time, we can build to you having more responsibility.
It's coming. It's coming. Just silence.
No,
The music. It rises.
I'm a surgeon. I am not leaving your office until you reinstate me.
What are you doing, Sean? Do you think ordering me to do something will change my mind? Do you really think it's a good idea to try and bully me?
There's, for some reason, in Hollywood, only the most gorgeous Asian men get to be a part of it.
He's so hot. It's crazy.
The jaw of Superman.
He looks like every Mortal Kombat character combined.
Like his face is ripped. You know what I'm saying? And the autistic doctor, an uggo.
A total twink.
Average uggo, no muscular
He's probably
features.
in his 30s, could be playing a high schooler at any time.
He has the haircut John Oliver had in 2004.
Keep it going. Look how
I am
the desk is super
a
reflective.
surgeon. I am a surgeon.
Okay. This is something where if you've been watching 7 seasons of this show and then this episode happens, you're crying.
It's probably a big deal for you.
Yeah,
If you just learned about this show because someone stumbled upon this clip and is like, wow, what the fuck are people watching on TV? Then yeah, it's insane. But I imagine if you've gone through the character development and you've fallen in love with this guy as a doctor and you somehow pity his autism or whatever the fuck for the reason you watch this show, you keep going, man.
Do you realize that you're proving my point? That you're acting immature, showing that you don't know how to communicate and you can't control your emotions.
I am a surgeon.
But you do have a talent that I
like
value.
Fucking R2D2. I mean C3PO.
So I'm going to give you one last chance to maintain your dignity and leave my office. Now. Because if I have to call security, you understand that I'm also going to have to fire you.
I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon. Dr. Han, I am a surgeon.
Now he's been fired. You can stop it. The guy got fired. Yo, I'm a surgeon. Yo, catch me out here spurging, bro. Good doctor. Yeah, you already know. Dr. Han, fuck you. I'm a surgeon, bro. The best in the biz. Yeah, you can go and kiss on my lips.
I used to be a surgeon. Now I'm on unemployment. And yeah, I just say I'm a surgeon to every person that I encounter in the street. And yeah, it's really neat when when the employment checks hit.
Yo, if I was Dr. Han, I would have reinstated him immediately. I mean, yo, look at that dude. He's obviously the greatest doctor. At least he's good. I mean, that's how it is when you grow up in the hood.
Dr. Han, how about Dr. Nan? And he's an Indian.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know I'm eating flan. And it's great the way I can't escape the jokes about race. And yeah, I used to be 8.
Yo, Dr. Han, he's about to scrub in, and he's gonna do the surgery and be done before 10 a.m. But yeah, a lot of people are hating on that shit. And
I mean, it's very difficult to portray a handicapped person.
it's like, why even risk it? You know?
Right. I think we already discussed how, like, it's not cool. Like, you have to actually be autistic to get that role now.
I do. Well, he's still playing that role, so it's definitely not one could argue that, you know, it is a spectrum, so maybe
But
he is a little.
You know how they say, like, nowadays it's like, we're not going to just give roles to people who aren't the race or the sexuality or the thing. Like,
Yeah, they say that.
Let me read you a bunch of beats right now.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Astro Travel by Chase Bank, Unmasked by Illa Blitz, Valley by Bogey and Ice Digger, Firebrand by Lethal Needle, Impatient by Gentle Beats 2, Time by Lucas Quinn. How many we got?
Oh, we got 4 left.
And Genie by Saab Production.
I gotta say though, a lot of people are hating on it because of the offensive portrayal of autistic people that it goes through. But there are, I think, solid examples of autism in television, and I'm gonna name one that I know Richard's gonna resonate with.
Russell Crowe.
What was the role?
Oh my gosh, yes.
He's it's not Beautiful Mind.
No. I just wanted you to qualify that joke.
No.
Anyway, it's Dr. Temperance Brannon of Bones.
Oh yeah, greatest. One of the
another
greatest.
doctor?
How would you classify the greatest crime-solving show I've ever watched?
I don't think I've seen it recently enough to ever say that.
No, 100%.
I would probably say True Detective is probably better than that. But
Hey, I like
but
Criminal Minds.
As far as an example of someone who has autism and it's like obvious that they have it in media, I think that's probably a pretty good one, right?
There's a lot of outliers in that show. Even she's not even the only one.
Right, but I would argue that the other example isn't that good. The one that like starts becoming a serial killer because he's convinced that it's logical to kill people.
He was the best one because he went.
No, but
through
that's
the most
an
traumatic-
offensive representation of autism.
No,
Richard.
because if you watch the whole show, it wasn't
Jesus
just
Christ.
that. He had a small part to play in this guy's criminal.
People are using this exact rhetoric to defend the good doctor right
I
now.
got a small part for
he
you.
Oh.
went. This guy's autism was not the same. He went to war and had a poor experience in Iraq.
So it's PTSD and autism.
Yes. So when he came back, he was,
PTSD.
You would think
He was
they would think
changed.
you'd think they'd cancel each other
so
out.
he had a little bit exactly why they did what they did. So they put him in maximum protection.
Because of course he has to have
and
some
containment.
crazy backstory to qualify
exactly,
the
'cause-
autism and everything.
But he was one of the greats. He was one of the
Not
squints.
offensive at all.
One of the great autistics.
No, he was one of the great squints. He comes back in the later seasons as helping them solve other crimes that they couldn't solve.
Some people have also claimed that he's or that Dr. House is autistic.
Yeah.
That he's an example of an autistic doctor.
He's
which
just a grumpy fucking.
It
probably got
seems like, yeah,
bunions.
Right, and he's on like opiates and
he's
shit.
just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those, like, what I would see in figure of history is like, yeah, he probably constipated his every day of his life and just hates life.
Okay. Yeah. I bet like subconsciously that's when I'm at my worst, my lowest points. It's just because I've got a whole bunch of shit bunched up in there.
That's what I wanted to do my thesis on in college. I wanted to do a study about like a relatively important historical figures that had
I don't
like
like the way you
illnesses
say figures.
that like
I need you to really pronounce
like
that
Martin
U.
Luther
Figure.
figures.
Sorry.
Figures?
You're figures.
That's crazy. Figures.
Figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never say figures again.
It figures.
I
like,
love chicken figures.
No, like there's figures of numbers. It figures like.
And then he immediately said Martin Luther.
Yeah,
and I was
Martin
like,
Luther
wait, thank God he. Yo, thank God he didn't say king. You know me, I'm about to sing. Yo, holy shit, that's how it is in this bitch. And if you tune in later, it's only 6, I mean 5. What is?
Yo, me and Martin Luther out in Bermuda, trying goals like I'm fucking Mulan. Back to the Disney shit. I might throw a fit if my homie can't pronounce his shit.
I remember watching a movie about Martin Luther. He was like going through America, and there was a motherfucking lightning bolt or something, and he didn't get struck. And then he was like, I'm gonna create the Protestant church.
Yeah, I'm in Selma, dressed like Velma from Scooby-Doo. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? I'm a fucking hoe with the way I flow over beats. Yeah, R.I.P. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I was talking about Martin Luther, not Martin Luther
I was
King.
talking about Martin Luther, and you were talking about Martin Luther King.
There was a whole bit with how you were mispronouncing figures that I was like, thank God you didn't say Martin Luther King, but you said Martin Luther, and then I confused David, unfortunately,
Right, then I was
because I started rapping about Martin Luther, and
Yeah, no, because he was definitely constipated while that was all going on.
Was Martin Luther the founder of the Lutheran Church?
I think he founded the Protestant church.
Yeah, he founded.
Okay. Can I just say this really quick? Back during the cult, the religion cult years, not the work cult, the religion cult years.
The 1,000 years before that happened, or
listen to me. When I was in the religious cult, our pastor, which for those who weren't raised by cult leaders, is the figure in the Protestant church.
I think they know what a pastor is.
Took us to the movie theater to watch the Luther movie.
Nice.
And he was like, and after the movie,
Idris Elba, bro.
I remember after the movie, the pastor was like, yeah, and that's why Catholicism is bad. Like Martin Luther is like, oh, we shouldn't be tricking people into paying money to save their relatives from hell. Yeah. And then he was like, all right, that's why we have Protestantism. And I don't think we're even
aren't they still doing that, tricking people to pay?
Right, no, Richard, it's all a dumb scam. Everybody says that the other varieties of faith are wrong, and that the one that they specifically believe in is the correct one. That was actually one of the loopholes that got me out. Because in my head, I was like, oh, so all these Indians think they're right, all these Muslims think they're right, and I'm just like them.
Similar to what you just talked about, one time during Bible class in high school, which me and Richard were both in the same class, they had a guest speaker come in and literally just shit on the Catholic Church the entire time, talking about how the Pope is in hell and stuff like that. And Richard's a Catholic going to this school the whole time, and I'm just like, man, this is a little awkward, huh?
Was he from something Jones?
Probably everyone
Jones
from everyone that taught at that my high school was from BJU.
They were pretty Baptist.
I don't remember.
Was that a Baptist?
I just remember they had weird ass rules, like you couldn't watch PG movies unless they were approved. You could only watch G,
or you couldn't sit next to a girl on the bus or some shit.
You're only allowed to watch movies for babies in college. It's crazy.
I think that's why every modern person of faith who is going to be accepted socially needs to be someone who says, oh, we all really just believe in the same thing, packaged differently depending on our culture. Like if I'm a Muslim or if I'm a Hindu or if I'm a Christian and I want to be
you'd probably be a Muslim. Sorry, go on. Continue what you're saying.
If I want to be a public figure, if I want to go on Rogan and not sound like a fucking idiot, or if I want to be in Congress, or if I want to be anybody who is a modern person of faith, the only way to sound reasonable is to be oh yeah, your faith and my faith, they're all really the same thing, but it's branded differently based on the cultural background of the belief. You have to be so loose with your faith in modern day for it to make any sense, because otherwise you're literally saying everybody other than me is wrong.
Richard's about to approach your take with zero perspective. Go
ahead, Richard.
No, it's about looks. It's about charisma. There's no bad looking prophets. I hate to tell you.
Gotcha. So you got to be hot.
Are you kidding me? They all have bald heads and weird hairlines.
No, absolutely not. Those are people that carry out the words of prophets.
So
those are the priests.
Yeah, I gotcha. The founder
The
has
founder
to be sexy.
has to be sexy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
which
a-
has been the case for
everything.
most
Well, and
religions.
most of the
except for Buddha.
Most
No,
yeah.
him too. He was
No, and back
he
then,
was
you
a-
know,
he was-
Yeah, you're
obesity
right.
was viewed as a perception of wealth.
And
No,
low key, I'd probably fuck Buddha.
if I was enlightened,
Big ass titties.
for sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Buddha gained weight through the people's perspective of that means wealth. Like he's with the gods now. And he's fat.
Right.
By people believing in him.
He was
gets
probably
fat.
very skinny because he didn't eat.
I'm hella wise. I'm like Buddha.
Oh yeah, it's relative to your mass.
I forget what
People,
the fuck I was gonna
but
say.
people won't trust people that don't look good. Like
I'm trying to be a prophet, but I'm ugly. God damn it, man. How am I gonna get these people to trust me? God damn it, man. I be prophesizing, but all these people think that I am lying because I am an ugly guy. And
I think there's an aspect of a charismatic that can make their looks seem pragmatic. Because if you speak good, then maybe you can convince people that you look good if you don't.
if you don't look good and you don't speak good, you should probably find something else to do other than prophecy, because that is not where you're gonna be in Indeed. That's how it is. You gotta find a different path to seek.
I might start a religion because I got 20/20 vision. And you know me, I can envision me with a six-pack, or if I'm fat, Buddhist man.
Perfect jawline, prophecies out my mind. I do it every time.
That dude
Yeah,
Han
that
and
is
the
sublime.
That dude Han and the Good Doctor could start a religion.
You're right. He
He's
could
fucking
prophesize. He predicted that dude was gonna get
Dude.
fired.
seriously, he probably is the type of person that started like so much of what-
Taoism.
I wonder what
Taoism.
happened. Kimism or no Han. His name's Han. What? No, is it Dr. Han? Yeah, I don't
Yes,
know.
Dr. Han.
What am I doing? He's Korean, so I'm like, it's either Kim or Han.
There's a doctor.
Jesus.
There's
I hit the wrong one.
How'd
No,
you like if little
you-
Oriental kids were making fun of you?
Try and think of a ruler or someone who started a country that like didn't inherit it, that didn't look good. Like they were a capable person, like
Well,
very like George Washington, a figure that would like fucking
I also
up front.
I feel like whoever
Churchill.
they're paying to do the portraits of them for history, it might be taking some creative
dude,
liberties as well.
I think
there's no
that-
way they all look amazing.
I also think
But they
that
do.
different like people in different times could perceive individuals as looking good, and also a person's charisma, especially
But-
so like especially dudes. There are like dudes who I wouldn't consider look good, but their personalities attract people.
Though, okay, but I'm referring mostly to religions, not just cults.
But I'm just saying,
referring
like,
to-
you don't know what the fuck Jesus looked like. You don't know what Buddha.
Okay,
You don't know
but
Muhammad.
we-
You don't know
but-
what any of these dudes look
Okay,
like.
I'll
You're
tell you
talking
what
out
we-
of your ass.
I'll tell you what we do know.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we do
What
know.
do we know?
What we know is that they burned out quickly. Like all these people, they died at young ages. Like they didn't live to an age where they became corrupt.
Too
like
hot
old.
to live long.
Yes, their life was full of just brilliance. You know what I mean? Tons of stuff happening. Like look at Alexander the Great, Caesar, like all these people. Caesar lived actually pretty long, but he started late. You know what I mean? But all these people, what they did was so great, but they burned out quick.
How did we get to this theory? We were talking about prophets, and then
Because-
someone
talking about-
someone posited that in
'Cause
order
he-
to be
he
a prophet, you have to
mentioned-
be attractive.
He mentioned if you're gonna like start an idea, like you were talking to Joe Rogan and stuff. I'm thinking
saying,
in my head.
I was saying if you're gonna be a modern person of faith that is a public figure that is accepted by many circles, you have to be very loose with it. Like you can't just
Right.
you can't just be like, oh, Hindus are wrong, Muslims are wrong.
You have to
be like,
sort of pick and choose what parts of the Bible you
have
actually want to
you-
apply
you-
to your
you have
life.
to. It's like people who are in the health space, and there's all these disagreements on diets. They always have this thing where they're like, well, we all agree that you should eat whole foods and that are unprocessed and exercise, and whether that's vegan or like keto or whatever, we all agree that you should exercise and eat unprocessed food. It should be the same thing with religion, where you're like, we all agree that you shouldn't harm others, and that maybe there's a greater being and some type of like, you have to be vague with the base principles to include as many people as possible, because otherwise it becomes hostile.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're like, well, you think that That's why religion is dumb.
That's what Vatican II was all about.
Vatican II, the
Yeah.
sequel. What the
No,
fuck?
the Catholic
This
faith.
time it's personal.
No, they gathered all their people and basically said we're gonna loosen the rules.
Yeah,
on
they
our
gathered
thing."
all their first graders and they were like, we're gonna loosen
No,
the rules.
They got loose too.
All
Those
their
rules
cardinals,
loosened up
bishops.
hard.
Richard, it's just funny that the specific religion that you have to always defend is the one
I don't
that
mind.
is the hardest to defend.
No, I don't mind because
It'd
it's
be
the one
easier-
that's
it'd be-
most international. It's worldwide.
It's just funny to me. Like, it's as if I was constantly defending Islam and I'm not even a Muslim. That's how I perceive your defense of Catholicism. You're constantly defending
apt.
them, sort of.
I think I'm not defending them.
Richard, to me, you're basically...
That was a horrific moment in our faith.
What?
If I was still Catholic, if I was still
It wasn't a moment. It was the
I
majority.
am a Catholic. I am a Catholic. I am a Catholic.
You are the-
I am a Catholic. I am a Catholic.
And now you're fired from Vatican II.
no, yeah. No, but that was a big tragic moment for a lot of Catholics because they
What are
felt
you
like
talking about? What moment?
Vatican II. It was very disruptive.
Do you know what that is?
No, dude. This whole
Richard,
time
I just told you. It was basically a meeting where all the people of authority in the faith got together and they basically loosened the rules. That's a very general summary.
Okay, Vatican II. Hey, now it's cool to be gay. Who are you?
Yep.
It's also cool to be trans too, and to eat pork and other foods on the weekends, dude.
Yo, I'm tired of the Vatican. I think it's about time that we run it back again. Time for a sequel. Vatican II, what it do? It's the Vatican II Electric Boogaloo.
Yo, catch this. If you're religious, the only way to adapt is to progress is to slowly eradicate all your beliefs slowly.
Slowly eradicate, like that one Pokemon that I'd like to date. He's so hot, and I'd like to let him meet my mom. Oh, this is Mrs. Mom, this is Eradicate, and I met him and I took him on a date.
Here's what you do. You hand your homie a phone in the middle of a freestyle in his home.
There we go.
So he starts to look at the screen, yo.
Is the stuff about the Vatican too?
There's specifics. I don't know dates.
On October 11th in 1962, adored by the Catholic masses, he gradually became a kind of father. The high point of his reign was the Vatican Council, nicknamed Vatican II, which opened on October. Pope John the 8th, is this 23rd?
And that's when it was instilled, but that was really late.
What changes did Vatican II bring? As a result of Vatican II, the Catholic Church opened its windows, not doors, opened its windows onto the modern world, updated the liturgy. Oh, cool. I don't give a shit about the liturgy updating. And with your...
I don't even know what liturgy means.
It's when you're like, peace be with you, and then I'm like, and with your spirit, or some shit.
It deserves a response.
Yeah.
The call and response.
Updated the liturgy, gave a larger role to lay people, introduced the concept of religious freedom, and started...
Lay people, that's kind of a diss.
No.
Right. It's like calling people normies.
Yeah,
No.
that's the
Anyone
original-
who's outside the church.
Lay person is the original NPC.
I think it's the Catholic's term for infidel.
Layperson is an actual term that isn't related to Catholicism.
But when they use it, it's like when Protestants say secular.
Yeah, it's like Gentile for them.
Introduced the concept of religious freedom and started a dialogue with other religions. This is exactly what I was saying,
That's what I said.
except a way more conservative version of what I'm saying.
But that happened in 1962.
It's just absolutely retarded that for religion to keep up with civilized progress, the ultimate form of it involves eradicating every detailed concept of religion and making it completely nebulous and vague, so that there comes a point where your beliefs are, we're all one. We're all one being. There might be a creator, or there's like a karma. You call it God, grace, the Buddha, whatever, and it literally gets to a point where you take away all of the stupid technicalities that exist in religion nowadays, which are all dumb, and you get to a point where you're just some astrological crystals girl, and you just have like a spiritual side to yourself, and you vibe with everybody. Why
is
level.
that not progress?
I'm saying in religion, progress is eradication of religion.
I think it's eradication of those rules. the less.
That's what religion is.
Inclusive rules.
Like there comes a point where you're like, oh, Jesus didn't need to die for anybody's sins. It's all bullshit.
It could be just faith based. Like that's all it needs to be. Like mind your own fucking
You're arguing
business.
with someone who it doesn't even understand what you're saying. That's what's going on right now, David. Do you it's pointless.
No, I totally get it. I totally get what you're saying.
Rigid.
But why?
I'm calling Richard and religion. Rigid.
Okay, so I get that all these religions have all these things, but they're some of them are trying to become inclusive, like you're saying. They're going down this path of
Richard,
opening up.
Isn't it contradictory that an absolute truth, which is a religion, a faith, has an absolute truth? God is never changing. He is consistent. How is he gonna update when we progress as humans? He can't update because he is a consistent thing.
You're too single-minded. People's realities are not always the same. People live in different places.
I'm so dumb for engaging your mind.
I'm sorry.
I'm an idiot.
No, I'm just saying.
For trying to stimulate your thoughts.
No.
Richard
I
does.
understand.
As soon as he's in a corner, he starts capitulating.
No, not at all. Like, I get where you're coming from. I've heard it from every religious person that you ever talk to. They're all single-minded on their own religion. They only brought up in one religion, so they only think in one term of one religion. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't have to treat people that believe in a different religion with discontent. Let them live their own
but
life.
You literally,
their reality is different than yours.
You literally have to. Like,
why? Why do you have to?
There are so many aspects of the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, whatever.
That is what you have to lose from those religions. The mandate to intrude upon other people.
So you have to abandon the core of the religious belief, which is their
If that's
texts.
a core, no, the core should be your relationship with the one true God and yourself. That should be it.
I want to fucking kill myself.
There has been a person in every religion that has been deified as a saintly person that has committed no crimes against other religions because they were left alone and they were able to worship their own God in their own way and nothing came of it. Like just because they didn't have acquaintances with all these other people.
Okay, the reality is it's all irrelevant.
Everything is irrelevant and nothing matters, especially the last 5 minutes of this podcast, because I can't believe that it lasted that long. Oh my God, I blasted in my pants.
It's incredible that the arguments I spit were so credible, and my homie didn't take them like an edible, and yeah, now I'm fucking, it's regrettable.
It's like some in one ear, out the other stuff. There's no response to what you're bringing up. It's whatever he is on the top of his head, whatever you said is not even gonna be said.
I should fucking give a TED talk from all the shit that I spit out my mouth. Yeah, I fucking feel like I'm Groot from...
I got the vibe that maybe I'm about to ride on a hooded ninja beat. Is this not discreet? That's what I'm thinking, and I'm dancing with my feet. Yeah, I'm about to eat and maybe poo-poo pee.
That's a banger, dude.
Yeah, I liked it. That's a classic. That's a classic.
Let me read you the beats. Caribbean Summers by Turk, In the Clouds by Lex Factor, Surf by Piper Beats, and yes, that was Don't Give a Shit by Hooded Ninja.
Let's close with something with some brevity.
Okay.
A week ago, LeBron James tweeted. He doesn't tweet very often, but he tweeted on April 23rd. This was a couple weeks ago. The 29th of April, 2023. Some rap bars, folks.
Let's hear it.
So, unlike you, little blank, and
wait, N blank or B blank?
I believe it's supposed to represent the N blank, but he has an emoji here that is the red face with the curse words covering the mouth. So unlike you, little red face curse word,
I might be bitch.
I'm a grown ass man. I don't know.
This is towards Devin Booker.
I have no idea.
No, not Devin Booker, but
big shoes to fill, Lil
Brooks.
Red face, grown ass pants. Probably hustled with your pops. Go ask your parents.
Damn.
It's a parent. You're staring at a legend. I'm trying to help him out here by making him rhyme.
Yeah.
Who put a few little red face exclamation marks, expletives in their place, trying to eat without saying they. In their place before, trying to eat without saying they grace before.
That's all right.
Now, is LeBron? Is he known for dropping bars? Is this a thing, or is he
I think he associates with people who are in hip hop. Like I've seen him, I've seen a photo of him with Drake, or like he bumps. He's shouted out people that he bumps in the gym.
that's the thing. There's this other kind of a funny way older tweet of LeBron's where he's like just doing some doodling. And then he shares the photo, and it's a drawing that he did of Bart Simpson, and it says like "Eat my shorts," and it's like I love Bart Simpson, and I'm like this guy just is stoked on this little rap he wrote.
That's
so
crazy.
He decided to just tweet it out. He's like, "Well, man, I just wrote some bars. I feel like I am kind of like a rapper, you know."
Maybe it is regarding what Richard just mentioned. Isn't Devin Brooks a player for the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
And they just beat the Grizzlies.
He
in the
was talking
playoffs.
mad shit before the series started.
And the Grizzlies are now eliminated.
Yeah, he eliminated.
And
them.
when did he post this?
Right after the last
April
game.
29th. So we're of the opinion it's a sneak diss, and it's not just him being like,
No,
I
this
just
is
had some
public.
bars I needed to share. Real quick.
I think he's dissing Devin Booker. Like Devin Brooks the day after they knocked out the Grizzlies in the playoffs.
Why do you keep saying Devin Booker? That's a name I also.
Devin Booker is on the Suns.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's another.
Devin Books and there's Devin Booker.
I'm seeing if it's Devin Brooks.
Well, okay. So let's see. Devin Brooks, LeBron diss. We're gonna see if that's it. Doesn't look like it. Whatever, folks. This has been the free episode of Dome. Honestly, we have the beats ready for the
So
friggin'
we could just keep going.
Yeah, I'm down to just keep it rolling. And then because Richard has some crazy shit that he wants to talk about with blood or whatever.
Yeah, I'll get it started, but there's so much more thinking I need.
Well, we
to
could do it. We'll
complete
do it.
this.
We'll do it behind the paywall.
And he told me that it might turn racist.
Okay.
So just so
Did
everyone
not-
knows, that
just
might-
so all you little know.
so everyone figures.
Holy fuck!
Hey, if you
Y'all
guys
fucking
want
fool.
to listen to whatever other outrageous shit Richard's gonna say, go to patreon.com/Dome with bamfomania and subscribe.
I'm gonna have to sign up now because I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's kind of our incentive right now. Also, follow us at Bamfomania on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. You can follow me at Salt and Satire on Instagram. And also go check out my YouTube at Hood and Ninja Studios. I'm posting beats on there.
Beats are back.
Pretty consistently. And I just upgraded the memory of my computer. It was a whole scandal, but the computer is running better than ever. So I'm making hella beats this week. And also follow my guy.
Yes, at Bubba Y, BUBBAWHYY. If you need a video, if you just want to talk, my DMs are open. I could help you out if you got problems.
Yeah.
you
And if
know.
you also, you guys
Shoulder
can,
to cry on.
You guys can check out all of our music and my music on Spotify and
Richard's
Apple Music.
music.
I don't think Richard has music, but
No
if you
music.
look up
I post
Bamfomania,
music.
Salt and Satire, or Hood and Ninja on all platforms, you could go listen to just straight up music on the streaming platform. So I'm gonna try and get some tracks out here in the near future. So go check that shit out.
Hell yeah. Later. Oh wait, Richard. Last words.
God damn. Drink water, fools.